Okay, we're going to do some word problems here. If you are on site, okay, don't copy the problem down in a notebook. The problem's right there. The notes I take on this notebook here, you just put on, I'll be doing one problem per page, okay? So the problems you're going to be writing, the notes I write in the notebook, you just write in the page underneath the problem, okay? And if I write something that's already on the page, then don't write it. Okay, Chip earns a base salary of $500 as a car salesman. In addition to the salary, he earns $90 per product that he sells. If his goal is to earn $5,000, how many products will Chip need to sell? So you're finding products. So at the bottom of the paper, if you're on virtual, you need to write products. If you're at school, that's already on your paper. Now you're going to make the 3 boxes, okay, because I have 2 units italicized, dollars and products. So the 3 corner boxes in a table. So in the first box I put dollars and products. Now some of you are going to be thinking, I don't have a time unit, okay? That's true, you don't. But you do have a dollars unit. If you have dollars, that's always Y, okay? You always use Y for dollars. So the products must be X. So when I write my per, I put the X unit on bottom in singular form. Product, dollars per product. That makes complete sense. Dollars goes on top. So what's my dollars per product rate? It's 90. 90 times X. Because X is products, so it's 90 times all of our products. It's positive, okay? Because he earns that, then he keeps earning money, so he'd add 90. So XY. Products, dollars, 0, 1, 2. So before the $90 per product, he was paid $500. Then since 90 is positive, we're going to be adding it. So after 1 product sold, he's made $590. After a second product sold, he's made $680. So I'm just adding 90. And then that keeps on going. Now I make the line. You put your 90 times X on the line. It's the ladder, I should say. Now we started at 500 plus equals Y. So we have 500 plus 90 times X equals Y. Now the game changes from the last unit. It says his goal is to earn $5,000. See, we're not going to put the number under products because products is what I'm solving for. So I'm not going to replace the X. I'm going to put $5,000 in the Y column. So instead of X equaling the number, it's going to be Y now that equals 5,000. That's why that table helps. So you're going to replace 5,000 for Y. So 500 plus 90 times X equals 5,000. Now, you got to solve the equation for X because X has some operations with it. It's not like where you just times and add, okay? So make your wall. You got plus and times. Circle the times. To get a 500 to 0, we would subtract 500. So line up your equals. You got 90 times X. 5,000 minus 500 is 4,500. Now I do the opposite of times 90, which is divide by 90. And 4,500 divided by 90 is 50. So I have my answer of 50 products. Because, you know, it's a long way from 680 to 5,000, so it's a long way from 2 to 50, too. Okay, the fare for a taxi cab is $5 for a trip plus 50 cents per mile. The fare for the trip was $11.50. How many miles were on this trip? So we're figuring out the number of miles on the trip. Okay, so we have dollars and miles. Now you don't have a time unit, but the money unit is the Y. And X is miles. So per, I put the X unit underneath in singular form, and that's your rate of change. So the dollars per mile is 0.50. Don't put 50, 0.50. It's 50 cents, not $50. So 0.50 times x. Now I make my table, x, y, put the appropriate labels, miles above x, dollars above y. Now I can make a tracking system. So before the cost per mile, we paid $5. Then you start adding 50 cents to the cost. So 5.50, 6, and it goes on. So my ladder, we put the 0.50 times x in the middle of the ladder. So that's every step's 50 cents. And then before that, we had $5. So 5 plus 0.50 times x equals y. And there's my equation I'm going to use. All right, so that 11, I got to find how many miles were on the trip. So miles. So I'm finding the x myself. So y I need a number for, and I have it with the 11.50. So y is equal to 1150. So now we put 1150 in for y, and we have to solve for the x. Okay, so x is over here. We got plus, we got times. We want to circle the times. We got to get that outside term to a 0. I want to get it from 5 to 0. You're obviously going to the left, so that's subtraction. Line up the equation, 0.50 times x, 6.50. And then finally, 0.50 times some number x is 6.50, so we do the opposite of times, which is to divide. So 650 plus 0.50 divided by 0.50, my bad. It's going to be 13. 13 miles. Okay, third example. Now, if you got those two, these two essentially are the same thing, but I'm going to cover another couple. A website allows music groups to post their songs online. The people using the website can buy any of the posted songs. Each musician is charged $5 to use the website. Each musician these next two are a little bit tougher than the first two were. Okay. The assignment is like the first two, okay? So I want you to take notes on these two and listen, but don't get freaked out, okay? Here, I'll even do this. Assignment problems on this sheet. These are the two problems on the assignment. They're like these two, okay? So if you want to reference back to your notes, I would look at the first two. These two are kind of oddballs. You'll see why here in a bit. A website allows music groups to post their songs online. The people using the website can buy any of the posted songs. Each musician is charged $5. So dollars, I don't know, I shouldn't have put the 5 in bold. To use the website. Each musician also earns 99 cents per download. If a musician earned $365 for a particular song, how many downloads did the song have? So I put downloads down here. We're going to set it up the same way. There's one little change that is kind of confusing as to why. Dollars and downloads. So again, you don't have a time unit, but you got a dollars, so that is y, x. So I put cost per download. Make downloads singular, because per download means one download. Okay, that's 9 cents, so 0.09 times x. Now here's where the kicker is. Dollars downloads. Now a lot of people, what they're going to do, they're going to just put 5. Well, you're going to put a 5, but here's the deal. The musicians, the people making the songs, when it says they're charged $5, that means they themselves have to pay the $5. Then they start making 9 cents per download. So something's a little got to change here, okay? Because again, $5 is something the musician himself had to pay. Then he starts earning 9 cents. It goes into his pocket every download, 9 cents. Well, since he had to pay the $5, the 5 has to be a negative. Then we start adding the 009. That means he is $5 in the hole. Probably want a calculator to add there. So if he sells one download, now he's not as deep in the hole. He does a second download, now he's even less in the hole. Now, eventually he's going to get into the positives the more downloads he makes. So 0.09 times x, and then the opening number needs to be negative 5. And that's your equation. So negative 5 plus 0.09 times x equals y. Now everything's the same, okay? We were solving for the downloads equals, so we're solving for the x, and we need to put $365 in for the y, okay? So y equals 365. So negative 5 plus 0.09 dot x equals 365. So I'm on this side, I'm trying to solve for the x. We got plus and times. Okay, this has to go first. We got to get rid of that outside number, has to be taken to a 0. Negative 5 to 0, you would apply the addition of 5. So it'd be 370. 0.09 dot x. Then I don't think number line, I think multiplication. I have to get rid of the multiplication, so that is dividing. $4,112. Now I know that doesn't round to 112, but 4,111 downloads would not be enough to make the 365, so you go over it. So you go 4,112. If you forget to do that, it's not a huge deal, but that's the answer. Okay, next problem. You have a coupon for a $5 discount at a local supermarket. A bottle of olive oil costs $7. If you have $16 in your wallet, how many bottles of olive oil can you buy? So bottles equals. So the units are dollars and bottles. Y and X. Okay, dollars per bottle, that's your rate of change. Dollars per bottle is 7. Okay, because it says a bottle of olive oil costs $7. That means every single bottle is $7. So 7 times X. When I say dollar per bottle, it's asking how much does a bottle cost. Okay, so XY. Bottles, dollars. Now this is another oddball, because the store's the one making the money, okay? But when they give discounts, that's going against what they make. So that 5, again, like on the last problem, has to be negative, okay? The store's the one making the money. Then if they sell one bottle, they add 7. So if the person has a coupon, they actually made $2. Plus 7, 9, and so forth, okay? So our slope are in the middle of the ladder, 7.x. And then prior to that, $5, negative 5. Because again, this is the store making the money. So the equation I want to use is negative 5 plus 7.x equals y. Alright, we're solving for the bottles. So we have to have something that goes in for the money, which we do, 16 bucks. So y equals 16, and then we replace the y with 16. Okay. So I got multiplication and addition. You take a negative 5 to 0 by applying the addition property of equality. Okay, so 7 times x equals 21, then divide by 7, and you get 3. So 3 bottles. Because think about it. $7 a bottle times 3 bottles, but then you got a discount of $5. That's 16. Okay, that makes sense. Now, little coaching tips on the 2 problems. Okay. You don't have to worry about at the beginning of your table, you don't have to worry about the negatives. That 50 is positive, and so is the 160. Now, number 1, you should be able to get through. You'll round the answer. Just round it. Okay. Number 2, you got pounds and boxes. Now, that's hard to determine which one's X, which one's Y. Well, I kind of told you. X represent the boxes, let Y represent the pounds. Okay, X equals boxes, Y equals pounds. Then when you do per, it's pounds per box. Okay, how many pounds are in one box? Well, I think it's 50. Okay.